Hello, Sagittarius loves. For today's reading, we will be creating soul activation messages that will help guide you through whatever it is that you are working through at this time. So, for today's reading, we are using the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck, and this deck is such a beautiful sacred oracle deck to me. It's one that I have worked with personally for quite a long time now, and it's one of those decks that I was like, I'm never going to share this with others because it's so sacred, so powerful, and so activating. But this past week, I felt really guided that it's time to share the beautiful activating illustrations and divine wisdom that this deck brings forth with all the signs. So we are going to be creating soul activating messages today for you, Sagittarius. So let's see what your messages of guidance are at this time. All right, so let's see what your cards are. All right, I'm going to take this one here. All right, so I do feel like this little bit of tense energy coming up right now, Sagittarius. So some of you may kind of feel like you're in a tunnel and you're trying to squeeze through it. It's like really tight, really tense energy coming through right now. You're trying to have a breakthrough and it's just like the space is too small. It's not fitting, it's not working, it's not allowing you any breathing room, okay? So that's just the energy that I'm picking up on, but let's see what your messages of guidance are around that in order for you to expand, blow up that tunnel, and get yourself out of it, okay? And I am feeling a little bit for some of you, it's like you just have to keep going, you have to keep working through it and keep pushing through it, but let's see what else is coming up for you. Okay, so your first card is 56, vulnerability. Vulnerability, yeah. Are you being honest with yourself and with others around you? 22, crystal keys. You got the angel number there, 22, so you may be seeing that number. Wow, and we also have heart chakra, unfurling back to love, and this is number 5. I'm also really drawn to the dragonfly energy here because we also have the dragonfly there, and that did catch my eye initially. We also have 9, crown chakra, the unlimited self. Wow, okay, so we've got some powerful energy coming in for you right now, Sagittarius. Okay, so first, in relation to what I shared about that tense energy, kind of feeling like you're in the space of a tunnel, but you're not fitting through, things aren't flowing, it feels very tight, very tense right now. Where are you not being honest with yourself, and where are you not being honest with others? Where are you not allowing yourself to be truly vulnerable and to be truly honest with yourself? Yeah, that's what's coming through there. I'm getting this message that for some of you, it's like you're kind of putting on a front around vulnerability in a sense, where it's almost like you, when I say that, like, where are you being honest with yourself, or where are you not being honest with yourself? Where are you not being honest with others? There's this energy coming in where you may be like convincing yourself that you are being vulnerable and being honest, but there's some things that are a little bit hidden beneath the surface, and that's why things feel so tight right now, is because the truth, the underlying deeper truths that exist within your heart space are being covered up. You're not allowing yourself to go into those spaces. And for some of you, I know it can be because it feels painful. In order to be vulnerable, we have to be willing to look at the shadows and to face the shadows that cause us emotional pain, mental pain, and maybe sometimes physical pain. And so with that, I'm just sending so much love out to you, Sagittarius, because I know it can be difficult to be truly honest with yourself, to be truly vulnerable with yourself. But it's in those spaces that you're avoiding, that you're covering up, that you're putting a veil over, that you're going to unlock the key It's going to allow you to break free of that tight space that you're existing in, of that tunnel space. Things are not flowing in the way that you want them to flow because you are not being honest with yourself. You're not being vulnerable with yourself. You're not allowing your heart to truly be seen. Okay, and the crown chakra coming in here, this is coming in and letting you know that it's safe for you to allow yourself to be seen where you're not wanting to be seen. Okay, because I feel here for some of you, it's like you think that you're being vulnerable, you think that you're being honest, but there's something you're veiling, there's something you're covering up, there's something that you really don't want to show yourself or to go into, and you don't want others to see it either. But the crown chakra is coming in and letting you know that it is safe for you to go into those spaces and explore them now, because you are in a safe space. You're no longer existing in those spaces that created this pain, this anguish that you're wanting to cover up. Okay, there could be like some energy of shame coming up as well, I'm picking up on, which is natural, okay, because when you're not wanting to be vulnerable about something, it's usually because you're feeling shameful around something. And it's okay to experience those feelings. Okay, Spirit's saying it's okay to feel the way that you feel. You don't have to feel shame about how you feel. Okay, emotions are just energy that wants to flow, that wants to move. And so that's where that tension's coming from, is because you're not allowing yourself to feel the depth and the honesty of those emotions that you are holding on to in your being, in your heart chakra center. It's like your crown is coming in and trying to cast this light upon what it is that needs your attention, that needs your honesty, that needs your love, that needs your commitment and dedication, that need you to hold it in a space of safety and love. But you're just like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to go into that space, but it exists there. It still lives there within you. And the only way to allow it to breathe and allow it to be released, and which will help you to grow from it in the ways that you're wanting to grow, it will help you to be seen in the ways that you're wanting to be seen, is to go into those spaces and experience the depth of the emotions or the truths that this space is trying to show you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, because I feel like the words I'm speaking are they're a little bit mysterious. Like they have this mysterious like energy coming through, because it's like this hidden energy. I almost feel like I'm speaking in codes a little bit, but these are soul activating messages, and so they are meant to speak directly to your soul and to activate you to bring healing to this energy that we're talking about right now. Okay, loves. So definitely take your time integrating and processing the messages that came through for you, that we just shared, because I know it's deep and I know it's heavy and I know it can be emotionally painful. So make sure that you're also in safe spaces to allow yourself to explore this. Spirit's saying that you are in a safe space. You're no longer in those spaces that created this emotional pain that you're not wanting to go within and experience, but you're no longer in those spaces that created it, and you do have the ability to return the love back into those spaces where love was taken from you, where love was removed, or where love was not gifted to you when you deserve it, when you deserved it, and when you deserve it now. And so you're being provided with this opportunity to be vulnerable and honest with yourself about where the love may be missing from within your own being, and to return that love back to yourself. Okay, and so as I say that, there's this book that's coming up. It's actually called A Return to Love. So you may want to read that book. It's by, I think it's by Marianne Wilson or something, like Mariana Wilson, but it's called A Return to Love, and you may want to read that book if you feel called to. Okay, this will help you to bring healing to the things that we talked about and help you return to love with truth and honesty. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this crystal keys here. I do feel like you hold the key. Okay, that's what Spirit's saying here. It's like you hold the key to what is missing. There's something like you feel like something's missing from your life. You feel like you need to fill in a space that feels a little empty. It feels like something's missing. And Spirit's saying like you hold the key. They're also saying like nothing is really missing. It's just there's parts of yourself that you have not allowed yourself to explore and to provide honesty and healing towards that just need your attention. And I keep hearing the word like divination too. So there's something that you need to divine within yourself where it's like there's something that you've buried so deep within that you have convinced yourself that it doesn't exist and that it doesn't affect you anymore. But it's still there. It's still there. It's still within you. You can't just say it doesn't exist and be done with it, especially when this is something that still comes up from time to time. Okay, because I know when I say that in the laws of manifestation, of course we can decide that things don't exist by simply deciding that, but at your core, Spirit's saying you don't really believe that, and you're believing that it still does exist in some way just by acknowledging that it doesn't exist. And it still comes up in your mind center, crown chakra, and in your heart space from time to time. So this is still affecting you on a mental and emotional level in some way. And so that's why you're being guided to really go within and really face this, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable with yourself first, but also with other people around you too. I feel that what this is that you've buried so deep within yourself, it is going to require you to be honest with others about it as well. And other people may not understand it because I do feel that this is something that you may have experienced, maybe a couple months, maybe years ago, maybe decades ago. Okay, so it's going to be different for everybody when you experience this. And to some people, they may be thinking like, well, why are you holding a grudge? Or why are you still holding on to this? And they may not understand the energetics of this experience, okay, because some people just don't understand how energy works and how the emotional attachments and mental attachments to certain experiences work. But it's still very much there if you haven't allowed yourself to be honest with yourself about how you truly, truly, truly feel emotionally about this. And I feel that for some of you, it's like you're hiding these truths from specific people around you when Spirit's saying you don't need to hide those truths from anybody, from yourself or from anyone around you. And through opening up and communicating about this and sharing this with yourself and with other people around you will bring healing to the pain, the emotional and mental pain that you're feeling, and also to that tension and the tightness and the inability to get things flowing again, to get things moving forward again. And Spirit's also coming in and saying that through you speaking up and communicating, being vulnerable, being honest about what it is that you're experiencing in the depths of your heart, even if people do not understand and they say those things like, why are you still thinking about this? Why are you still holding a grudge? It's okay. Okay, they don't need to understand. This is for your own healing. Okay, you're not sharing this to receive validation or understanding from others. You're sharing this to bring healing and awareness to yourself and to unlock the keys that are waiting to be unlocked from within the depths of your own being. Okay, so just know that it's also not your responsibility to make them understand, okay? You may just need to vent about it. You may just need to share about it. You may just need to speak about it and get it out into the open. And I also feel for some of you too, through this process, you're going to realize who is truly there for you versus who is not truly there for you in some aspect of your life. Okay, so you may also, while you're healing these things within yourself on your own individual journey, you're also going through this journey of recognizing where your soul family resides. Okay, you're learning who is connected to you on a soul level versus who is not, and you're learning how to share these parts of yourself with people who do not understand it, who don't necessarily need to understand it, and also learning how to share these parts of yourself with people who will understand, open up their arms, accept you, and receive it with love and trust and truth, and the ability to just listen. Okay, not everybody has to react or speak on what you're sharing. And that's another thing that you're learning about, is like how to be vulnerable with the people that are right for you versus how to be vulnerable with people that, may not be willing or able to meet you halfway and where you're at. Okay, so you are also going through like this journey of bringing healing and awareness with your different relationships and the communities that you exist in. Okay, so the last message I'm going to share here is just some symbolism. So I keep feeling really drawn to the dragonfly here. We also got the dragonfly on the heart chakra card here. But since this dragonfly really is getting my attention, it's also bringing my attention to the triangles, which represent pyramids. So those could be significant symbols to you. We also have like this dragon energy, dragonflies, dragon-based energy, which the Chinese zodiac, the sign of the dragon's coming through. So you may be a dragon in the Chinese zodiac, or the relationships that we talked about could be lending to like the significance that somebody that you are connecting with on a relationship level could have dragon symbolism. I'm feeling for some of you, if that resonates with you, where like somebody around you has the Chinese zodiac of the dragon, it's not you, but it's like somebody around you, that could be somebody who is part of your soul family and will be able to help you work through this energy that you are working through and bringing healing and awareness and honesty to. And then we also have the triangles, which I'm associating with pyramids as well. So pyramids could be significant to some of you, and some of you could also be planning a trip or traveling to a space, like a place that has not natural, but pyramids. You may also just be seeing natural formations that represent pyramids, and then learning about the significance of that as well, like learning about the significance of pyramids in general, because they are very powerful structures, and they have deep significance too. And this can also bring healing and awareness to what it is that you're working through at this time. Also, the 22 here. 22 is going to be very significant to some of you. And then we've also got the 2 5s and then 5 6, which is counting, taking steps. All right, you've been going through this journey, but now you're kind of hitting a wall. You're in that tight tenseness, okay, but you're in the middle of the journey, and it's just you're reaching a point where you can no longer hide from the depths of your truth that you've been hiding from, that you've been casting a veil over. In order to continue moving on, to break through that wall, to move through the tunnel with ease, you have to be honest with yourself about what you are truly feeling at your core. All right, loves, let's go ahead and pull your next few cards. I'm going to pull some oracle cards from this deck here. This is the Healing Waters Oracle deck. So let's see what your oracle cards are from this deck here. There's also triangles here too. Lots of triangles. And then these little bubbles have symbols on them, which look like sacred geometry, but they also remind me of runes. So runes could also be significant to somebody tuning in. All right, let's get 2 more oracle cards. Wow, there we go. 2. All right, let's see what your cards are. So we have the Water Carrier. What really matters? Reflect and reprioritize. And look at that triangle right there. I don't think all of these have a triangle. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Metamorphosis. Embrace transformation. Things are now different. Metamorphosis, embrace transformation, things are now different. And then we have the Healing Lagoon, rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal, it's safe to stop. Yes. So I was going to say, things are now different. You are now held in a sense of safety to be able to process whatever it is that you're hiding from yourself, whatever it is that you're bearing deep down within. it's safe now. It's safe to stop and allow yourself to process this, to talk about it, to be honest with yourself about how you're truly feeling around this experience, these emotions that you're carrying within. And through allowing yourself to face those heavy emotions, to be vulnerable, to be honest with yourself, you're going to invite in that transformation that you are seeking, which will help you to create new experiences that are exactly what you want to be experiencing when it comes to love and safety and truth and honesty and your own wisdom. Okay, so there's something magical that you're wanting to create, wanting to experience, wanting to invite into your life. And that's why you're you're trying so hard to push through those cracks, to break through that wall, to guide yourself through that tunnel. But you're just coming up on a space of tightness, of tension, because there's more to uncover from within. And what it is that you're trying to create right now, from the perspective that you're operating in right now, it's not completely formed because you're not being honest with yourself. And so once you allow yourself to be honest and vulnerable with yourself, and you break through that breakthrough, you break through to the other side and bring healing and awareness to it, your reality and the reality you're trying to create and call in, the experiences you're trying to create and call in, the relationships that you're trying to create and call in and connect with and divine with, it's going to be completely different from what you're imagining you want it to be right now. Because right now you're still operating from a space that is still carrying that pain, that's still kind of creating like a safety net around you. Like you still think that you need to have this safety net to fall back on in case things don't work out. But once you break through to the other side, you allow yourself to feel out these heavy emotions, process them, talk about them, start sharing about them, you're going to realize that you don't need that safety net, because you're not going to go back to a space like that ever again. You're moving forward into new spaces that will hold you in love, that will be supportive, that will be connected to things that truly matter to you. And it's going to be completely different from what you're imagining and desiring it to be right now. Okay, so you don't even know the depths of what you're meant to experience right now, because in the future, or like the depths of what you're desiring to experience, like what you think you're wanting to experience, it's just completely different from what your heart center truly wants you to be experiencing and connecting with and divining with. And so you are definitely being guided to take a step back, come back into yourself, and ask yourself what you need in this moment. Ask your heart what it needs in this moment. And for many of you, it's going to be that it just needs you to feel what you're truly feeling, to stop putting on a front and feel what you're actually feeling, Sagittarius. Let yourself feel into it. Let yourself feel those emotions. Let yourself reflect on where you've been. Let yourself reflect on where you've been and how you can allow yourself to release the pain of where you've been from your being, and to bring transformation to it through communication, through being honest with yourself and being vulnerable with yourself and with others around you. Stop hiding these parts of yourself, because that is the very medicine that's going to provide you with the transformation, the metamorphosis that you're seeking. So give yourself time to rest, time to come back into yourself and to process and feel these emotions. Right now, you're living in your crown space. You're living in your mind, thinking, when you need to be feeling. All right, let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards. So for these readings, I'm only pulling 2 tarot cards, and we're using this deck here, which is the Tarot of the Divine. So I'm just going to shuffle it a couple times, and then we'll pull 2 cards for you, Sagittarius. Let's go one more shuffle and then we'll get your cards. Okay. take that one. Let's get one more. It's going to be that. Nope. Thought it was going to be the bottom, but nope. Put it back in. One more card. There we go. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got 7 of Wands. Okay, I feel like you're trying too hard. You're working too hard. And the Chariot. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 2 sevens. Okay. So 7s could also be very significant to you. We also got the 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. I feel here, Sagittarius, like you are working too hard to try to call in whatever it is that you're wanting to call in, to experience the depths of what you're wanting to experience. And it should not be hard. I'm going to say that again. It should not be hard. You should not be having to put forth as much effort as you are putting forth on a mental, emotional, and physical level to create whatever it is that you're wanting to create, to experience whatever it is that you're wanting to experience. It should be easy. It should come to you effortlessly. You should not be continuously finding yourself up against a wall. You should not be continuously finding yourself in that tunnel trying to fit through a very tight space only to be met with resistance. Okay, if you're finding yourself coming up on resistance and pressure and stress over and over and over again, that means you need to slow down and ask yourself why. And part of that is because you're not being honest with yourself. You're trying to force something that is not in alignment with what you actually want to be experiencing on a soul level, on a heart-based level. Okay, this reading is all about getting connected with your heart center, your heart truth. You're not being honest with yourself about what you're actually feeling in your heart space, because we've got the crown there. You're living in your mind a little bit too much, and you're being invited to be vulnerable, honest with yourself about what it is that you're experiencing on a deeper emotional level, what it is that you're casting a shadow over, what it is that you're burying beneath the surface. Okay, it's okay to sometimes bury things, but this is a big thing that's creating a big block in your life and making things so challenging for you. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like you keep coming up against these pressures and these challenges, and the answer has always been within you. And I do feel that there definitely is some fear around wanting to face those truths, because when you were experiencing whatever you experienced that created those heavy emotions, it was something to be afraid of. But Spirit's saying you're no longer in those spaces, and you don't have to be afraid anymore. Now you get to go back into the energetic space, the emotional space. Let yourself process the emotions that are attached to that experience and be there for that past version of yourself and say, hey, it's okay. I got you. We are never going back to that space again, but I'm going to hold you through the processing of these emotions, of this pain, of this turmoil that you are carrying in the depths of your being. Okay, so for some of you, this could be about inner child healing, going back and letting your childhood self know, hey, there wasn't an adult there for you at the time, but I'm an adult now and I'm here for you, and I'm going to carry you through this, and we're going to be okay because you are safe now. You are loved. Okay. So go into that space, that emotional space of what you're carrying within, and let yourself feel it out. And there are people around you that also want to hold you through the processing of these emotions, of this heavy energy. Reach out to those people. The first 2 people that came to mind, I'm feeling like there's 2 or 3 people that can help guide you through this experience, and they will hold you through the processing of this experience. But again, coming up again, it should not be hard. It should not be hard, Sagittarius. If you're working hard to make something happen, that means there's something off. It should be easy. It should be flowing. All right, and then with the Chariot too, there's something that you're moving away from, something that you're having to let go of. This could also be symbolizing a new car for some of you too. We took a little bit of a pivot there. but a random message coming through. You could be getting a new car, also like a new boat, or just going on a boat. Yeah, like maybe a cruise, going on a cruise, planning a cruise, maybe to the pyramids. Okay, so we're going to pull your last card now from this deck here. This is the Self-Awareness Oracle deck. And these cards have like questions that you can choose to reflect on to help you integrate the messages of guidance that we shared in your reading today. You can also journal reflections that answer the question that you're going to get today. So let's see what does Sagittarius need to know from this deck. There's that tenseness again. The cards don't want to come out. All right, here's your card. Where can I create more space? Where can you create more space? Instead of filling yourself up with busy work and things to do, create more sacred space in your schedule, in your home, your mind, your lungs, and in your heart. Take time to just be. Do a clutter detox of your schedule, home, and innermost self. Make space. Clarity will come. Yeah, it's like you're trying to do all the things to distract yourself from the truth of what's existing within. Just like filling up your to-do list, thinking that it'll make everything work, thinking that it'll make everything come towards you quicker. But it's like, no, you need to surrender to how you're truly feeling, what you're truly feeling, and make time to just be with yourself, to rejuvenate, to recover, to give yourself space to heal, to process all that you're feeling within the depths of your being. So one more time, instead of filling yourself up with busy work and things to do, create more sacred space in your schedule, in your home, your mind, your lungs, and in your heart. Take time to just be. So if you want to reflect on this journal prompt, where can you create more space? All right, Sagittarius loves, that's it for your reading today. I'm sending you so much love as you work through this energy. I know it's a tough one. I know it's heavy, but you are safe, you are held, and you are loved. Reach out to those close loved ones that want to help you through this, because they do. They want to help you through this. They want you to return to love. Okay, Return to Love's coming up again. Look for that book, Return to Love. Start reading it if you can. And you'll be okay. You are held, you are safe, and you are loved as you work through this process. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much again. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up, and just know that I'm sending you so much love as you work through this energy. Until next time, bye loves.